Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Dennis from Crypto Planet, also the Crypto Jew here and on Twitter. And if you guys look at my Twitter page, you'll see a lot of people were interested in seeing an ARK analysis recently. So I posted this yesterday. I'm going to show you guys my setup. I've been holding ARK for a while. Only concern I have about ARK, well, not really a concern. This is one of the things that I really don't like about the current setup and the current situation in the market is that for ARK, there really isn't a lot of liquidity. I tried to purchase ARK probably about a week ago around here because I realized it was probably going to climb a bit, but I actually couldn't because there wasn't enough liquidity in the ARK market. A lot of other altcoins have more liquidity, probably because they have USDT pairs, which makes it a lot easier to trade. But I couldn't buy any ARK, so I ended up putting it into Holochain instead, which I'm perfectly happy with since I have plenty of ARK for the long term anyway. But this is my setup for ARK. Just want to show you guys a couple of things that I've noticed on here. One thing is I can see a rising wedge pattern that has been forming for a pretty long time. If we look on the daily chart, we can see right over here, this goes way back, even to around the $12 region, but it doesn't really touch there. So I wouldn't really say it's valid up around there, but that's where the bubble popped, right around that area. And since then, we have been climbing down. And one thing that I find very interesting is right over here, we can see that we had a bear flag, which started that breakdown, which led us to form this rising wedge. I'm sorry, this falling wedge, which is a very bullish pattern. So the most important area of the falling wedge is basically from starting over here down to here. And we can see prices contracting in these areas, and it gets tighter and tighter. And then eventually we form this bullish Adam and Eve pattern, which kind of looks like a backwards cup and handle. And we broke past the resistance over here. We had a really nice climb out of there. This looks like it's going to close in a very bullish way. This candle looks like it's going to be a bullish close. And I think we would probably see a move to around at least this resistance right over here. We came pretty close before, but I would say we're definitely going to reach the 28-cent area, the 26 to 28-cent area in probably the short term. After that, I would expect that we break much higher and probably reach even this area up here, which is around 70 to 80 cents. I'm going to show you guys ICX and why I think it's going to follow and move similar to how ICX moved. Let's pull up ICX USDT. And you guys are going to see we have that very similar bear flag pattern right over here. And we have the rising wedge that is formed. And then we just skyrocketed all the way up to that area right over here, which is at the bottom of the bear flag, which was right around 48 cents. We even wicked into around 60 cents. And I want to see what happens here because that can help us predict what will happen once other altcoins reach the top of these rising wedges. Because if you guys look at a bunch of these coins, you'll see most of them are in a similar pattern. Like if we look at Holochain, you'll see a similar pattern right here. Falling wedge. I don't have the best drawing of it here, but if you guys look at my Twitter, I had this drawn over here. CZRX, same thing. Holochain, same exact thing. It's got 48 likes on Twitter and 8 retweets. You guys should definitely follow me on Twitter. And this ended up breaking out. So this looks just like ICX. And eventually, I expect this upper area, that final target, to be reached probably in the short term if it follows just like ICX. And if ICX corrects a lot, we'll know whether or not to sell at that area. If it breaks right through, we'll know not to sell there. So that area, I set up a target right around the bottom of that bear flag. We have a decent resistance right over there. We have one here, one here, one here, one here. We've wicked into this area many times. Price failed to breach there. It's also right around where that wedge trend line resistance is. We also have the bear flag that formed right over here. So that seems like a pretty important area to me. Once we get past here, we will definitely end up reaching that area. So that's something I'm definitely looking forward to. And if you guys want to stay updated on whether or not I'm selling over here, you should definitely join my Telegram chat. I got a link to it in the bio of my Twitter, and I'm also going to have it down below. See right over here, this is the Telegram chat. You guys should definitely join that. It's free right now. Eventually going to charge for this, but we're still going to give free signals in the free chat. So you don't have to pay for it unless you would like to see the more premium signals. What the more premium signals will consist of is something like this, and this will be given in the free chat as well for the time being, especially for this trade, because I want everyone to be updated on this. So say I decide I want to sell over here, in this area right here, and I think that price is going to fall down here. I'll be able to catch a nice dump and probably increase my bag like 10, 20%, my bag of ARK. That means that like my holdings of ARK. And I will be doing that in order to accumulate more ARK for the next rise up. So that will give me like an extra 20%, 10% of my ARK. So if I have 50,000 ARK or 100,000 ARK, that gives me like an extra 10 to 20,000 ARK for that next trade, for that next move up. Increases your bag significantly. And I like to update with those sort of trades. I try to sell and catch the dip in order to hold for the next move up. I think that's very important to do during this bull market. So if you guys want to take advantage of that, check out the links in the bio down below, and make sure to subscribe. Make sure to subscribe to me on this channel. That way you can keep up with all these trades and all these analyses and these explanations of different blockchains and altcoins. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to make sure to do all that and make sure to subscribe. Take care, guys.